Hey everybody, welcome back to Quali-Tea time. I'm imagining there's a number of things in this image that you're already quite interested to know about. So the first thing, of course, is the new haircut. Now, I had a haircut on, I think it was about Friday of last week, and I realized that it's been somewhere in the region of 15 years or so since I actually had a full haircut, maybe 8 or so since I last had any kind of trim. So this felt like something that was worth documenting. So naturally, I took the GoPro. Everyone who requested it, I have blurred out their faces, and if I didn't get a clear answer, I have blurred their faces anyways, so this is completely, this is in complete compliance with consent and such, so, enjoy. I'm liking the new look. I like the bang. I've had bangs once or twice just by sheer virtue of when I've had my hair untied, but now I actually have a bang when I have it hair tied as well. And it has lost a considerable volume of its trademark length, but it's a lot healthier now, honestly. A good chunk of what it was back then was just completely split ends and such. It was just dead and lifeless and frizz. That was about it. So yeah, I've washed it since. It's gotten a lot fluffier. I'm probably gonna have to try and figure out straightening it. Boy, I'm learning so many things now that I'm actually trying to value my appearance. Imagine that. I did also get my legs waxed in that trip because the weather has been all over the place and shaving just ain't cutting it, especially not when we have a half-constructed bathroom right now. So I also have a video of that. Now, disclaimer here, you will notice throughout the course of this following time-lapse that there are instances of let's call it a modesty sticker that have been put in specific locations to avoid things being revealed. I was not in fact at all nude in the course of this thing. Certainly the people at the salon are not paid high enough for that. This is more just because there's aspects of my physiology that I don't need somehow getting to the same crowd on the internet that managed to work out the size of Luigi's package. So, just putting that out there for you. Enjoy. Phew, yeah, that... I probably should have, like, dubbed over some, like, sounds of pain for that. It wasn't nearly as bad as the last time I got my legs waxed, because my hair was much longer at that point, so that was just a lot more pain then. But this time was, still wasn't quite the level where I would, like, continue having a conversation whilst it was being ripped off, but, you know, it wasn't too bad. Honestly, it's less pleasant than shaving your legs, but it is a hell of a lot more effective, and the actual pain and crude is not really all that significant. So if you're umming and ahhing over whether to shave or wax, I would suggest waxing and then just use shaving as like a slight level upkeep. On that other note though, I do also have my nails painted today. I'm still a complete novice at this. The coverage here is not perfect. The finish is spotty in places, but I'm getting the hang of it. And again, this is not really like something that this is not something I sat down and thought, you know, I'd really like to have painted nails. It's just sort of like something I've wanted to try out for a while, and it's been increasing in acceptance for men in society to have painted nails. Although people looking at me on the street will be very confused as to whether I fall into that category or not, I know. But, yeah, so I've been trying it out. This is, in fact, a different color. This is also Barry M, but this is the 836 Damson, or Damson, as Beaver once said, I guess, with a matte top coat over top, so it's just a flat color. And it's very nice, very decent, and gives me a nice little touch of color with this particular outfit where I don't really have any... I don't have any blue, at least not on camera, so yeah, it's nice. I'm liking it. Probably gonna save this more for like special occasions and such, because it is quite a bit to like just sit down and spend doing it, but if I've got a video rendering, it's really not that much time to take out. In other news, the bathroom is getting plastered literally like today that you're seeing this, hopefully, depending on how quickly I can edit it. Which means we are now in the final stretch of redecorating, so we just have tiling and like a few more installation pieces to do, and then the bathroom will be complete and we can start to work on the kitchen. I don't know that we'll be able to get the kitchen done in time for like June, but it would be really fun to do some like cooking streams, or just some like cooking segments or some kind, something involving cooking and a kitchen needs to look remotely presentable on camera, instead of what it currently is, which is mostly mugs, actually. We have a lot of mugs because we don't really have anywhere to put them. Because, yeah, there's not really much storage space in the kitchen right now, but we're getting that. We're fixing it. It's all gonna look lovely. And I also had another doctor's appointment this past Tuesday. Ow. I wasn't expecting it to be a blood test, but boy, it sure was. So that's the second one I've had. Ostensibly, this new one is to check my electrolytes and my liver function. We are trying to get to the bottom of a recurrent issue I've had over many years, which sort of resembles extremely intermittent IBS. Like, months between incidents, so hopefully we figure out what the heck's going on with that, because I'd like to know. But, talking about figuring out what the heck's going on, so last month, I got a warning message from the council here, and the council are the people that work on, like, public works projects and also handle council tax. And I told them in December that we'd moved house, and they went through the whole process, signed me up for all of it, got it all running, yeah, just fine. Great. Walked away. Came back with this warning to find out that I apparently missed a council tax payment, which is impossible because it's direct debit. So I go to them and I find out they've been billing me for two buildings simultaneously, this one and the old one. So all the council tax payments I'd paid up until last month were going to the old place. So they took all of the money I'd put into that place since December, chucked it into here, and told me all goods, no further problems. And then a couple of days ago I got a court summons. Because they escalated from a warning to a court summons for failure to pay council tax. So I went to talk to them today, and I found out why. It's because when they moved all the money from the old place to here, they didn't move the direct debit as well. They just left it there, just didn't touch it. So I got a £100 bill today. Lovely. And before he drops into my comments down below, Ed, I am not responsible for the screw-ups of the local government. But, tell you what screw-ups I would be actually responsible for is anything that happens with the Patreon. So, check out the Keeping Up Your Appearances survey that is continuing until the end of the month, so that gives you about a week and a half here. And we'll see exactly what gets changed. Other than that, onto the schedule. Our upcoming streams for the week at 9 PM on Thursday, we have Midnight, where we're possibly dragging me back for Leviathan, because Callus just can't get enough. Then on Friday at 9 PM GMT, we have Friday Night with more Dead by Daylight, where Rank Reset has come to my aid, and I'm thankfully a higher rank than before. Then on Saturday at 7, we have Dungeons & Dragon Hats as our trio returns to continue the mystery of the archaeological dig. And also on Saturday at 9, we have the Carousel, where we spin the wheel and play a randomly selected game that's statistically probably some form of Jackbox Party Pack. And lastly for the week, on Tuesday at 9 PM GMT, we have Building Blocks, where we begin our work on the first full actual legit boss, the T-Rex. And videos you might have missed for the week. We have an instance of Dailies by Daylight, where Rin races towards her exams. And an episode of Various Oddities Showcase, where we introduce the Velociraptors and their opportunistic pack hunting, and we get a first look at the Megaraptor. And lastly, we have some Just the Basics Factorio, where we set up some final last parts of the bus by getting electronic circuits running. And on to the questions. So as always, this is drawn from the comment section of the preceding vlog. If you have anything to ask me, drop it down below, we'll see if it gets answered. Our first question of the day comes from Heidi Neffin. What's your favorite line to play? It's really hard to not say which, but they all have fun different aspects. Like, it's nice to play Sir Lying, because I can just be incredibly annoyed with basically every single thing on the planet. It's nice to play the Maid, because I can just let every single thing that's thrown my way just wash off me like a duck, like water off a duck. Like, it's nice to play these different personality, like, traits and meshes and builds, because it just lets me be... It lets me have different viewpoints and different looks at the world and different objectives and that kind of thing. It's nice to play a little. But being the massive horror nerd that I am, The Witch is pretty close to my heart, it has to be said. Crystal Enderheart asks, what's your favorite Minecraft build? I've had so many. Carpenter Station was a lot of fun, was very nice by making that. The Evil Dead Cabin on Chaosville Season 2 was also really nice. The Well obviously has a soft spot in my heart. The Hubris Harvester is an ungodly murder engine that just kept spitting out something new to resolve, and I love that kind of problem-solving generator. Really, there's something to love about all of them. Even to a bunch of builds that I haven't really finished, like Stampede, the elephant in Monroeville, the dimension of just like skyblock and zombies. That was, I liked that place, it was nice. The Monroeville Mall never got above like its foundational level, but it was so fun to just try and figure out, okay, how can I mass produce concrete fast enough? So it's... When you build something in Minecraft, especially when it takes a long time, you tend to get attached to it in some fashion, almost no matter what it is, and there's different nuances to your memories of it. Like, you remember what parts were, like, really easy, and you maybe didn't think they would be. Like, you remember parts that were ridiculously hard. You remember the movies you were watching at the time when you were working through a grind of something, or the podcast you were listening to when you were, like, doing some caving. So... It's hard to really say a given Minecraft build I've done has been, like, legitimately actually top of my list, but they've definitely, like, got their own places, I think. They're all on that list. It's more of, like, it's everything competing for the same spot. And that's it for now. So, oh boy, hopefully, like, the next week does not involve more, like, being summoned to court, which, hey, that's a first. Well done, Middlesbrough Council. You've actually, like, issued me my very first court summons, because you're idiots. But, yeah, hopefully nothing else happens. We should hopefully have a bunch more progress on the bathroom, and maybe I'll have figured out straightening my hair, because now I have to figure that out. Oh well, catch you all next time.